for time at the end, you press for time on the hardest, because all the points count the same. General strategy 2, preview the first and last sentences of each paragraph. Begin by quickly reading the first and last sentences of each paragraph, again, just to try to get a sense of the general theme. 3, preview the item stems, the questions for a given passage. Underline key words in each question and code each item stem as one of the following 3 levels of reading comprehension that we talked about earlier. And then make marks in the text regarding specific point questions. So as you're working through the questions, if one of them is a specific point that says line 37 or second paragraph, I would bounce over to the text, put a little check mark by the second paragraph or by line 37, so that way you know when you do start to read this thing, you've got to pay extra close attention to the second paragraph or line 37. Then read the passage in its entirety. As you do, ask what the author is attempting to describe, especially in the case of evaluation. And then 5, answer the questions. Circle the answers to the items in the test booklet. Transcribe the answers to all the items for a passage to the answer sheet after finishing each passage. Perhaps for all of your tests, but I would think especially for the reading, you might be answering your questions out of order, and so it might be best to circle your answers in the booklet and transfer them later. But of course, be sure you do that before the proctor pulls time, because as soon as the proctor pulls time and says set down your pencil, you've got to put down your pencil, and if you don't have your answers transferred over, you get a 0 on the ACT. So don't do that. And so, what I would like you to do now is to take out your reading test.
What?
But don't start to take it. Okay. Start taking it. Don't look at it or anything, but just
Page. Page 34. What? Page 34. I am smart at everything.
I think it's test 3. Test 3. Quiet, please. You should now have test 3 in front of you. No talking. Thank you. For this first test, I'm going to ask that you, or for the first part of this test, I'm going to ask that you stay with me and follow my stopwatch. And once we make it through the first of your 4 of your reading tests here, then I'll say you've got the next 75% of the time to finish this thing off. But I want to guide you through the first part of this. Feel free to have the notes out in front of you there that says things like general theme, specific point, evaluation. Although obviously on the real test you won't be able to do that. Those are the rules. But allow me to work you through the first movement of this. And again, the point here is not to say you for sure have to do it like this on Saturday, but just to practice at trying to see how the test is put together and understanding the questions. But if at the end of this you say, I don't like doing that, you're not going to hurt my feelings, so don't do what you got to do what's best for you. But for the first movement here, I'm going to lead you through it. So in a moment, not yet, don't look at it yet.
Oh look, I'm sorry.
In a moment, not yet, I'm going to say you have 45 seconds to read the first 2 lines of each one of the 4 selections, and then on the top of that page to label it easy or hard, or easy, hard, medium, or something like that, as you're judging the difficulty level of each of those. Right? So in a moment, I'll give you 45 seconds, read the first couple sentences and descriptions, tell me if you think that's going to be easy or a hard selection for you. Of the paragraph, sorry. Yeah,
Gosh,
the paragraphs.
Hannah.
You have 45 seconds, go.
I got it, love.
Thanks, bud.
Stop.
I got past one.
Now, quickly, mentally, put them in order from easiest to hardest. And then I want you to work your way through them in that order, easiest to hardest. But now for the rest of our time structured here together, flip to the easiest one, whatever you think the easiest one is. And I want to give you 1 minute, and I simply want you to read the first and the last sentence of each paragraph and think about the general theme of the entire thing. So the first and last sentence of each paragraph slowly, think about the general theme. Go. Stop. If you're slow, read faster. Take that.
Jake.
In a moment, not yet, I'm going to give you a minute, and what I want you to do is to read all the questions, and then mark them general theme, specific point, or evaluation. And if you're really good, if you get a specific point one, and it's bounce over to that paragraph or that line number and make a little note that says, hey, I'm going to have a question about line 7. Hey, I'm going to have a question about the 3rd paragraph. So you have 1 minute, read the questions, mark them general theme, specific point, or evaluation. Go. Stop. Now, you have 3 minutes to read the entire passage.
Yes.
And if you're lucky, you can pick off a few answers as you go through. But your main work is here to read the passage here over the next 3 minutes. But if you finish with that, then pick off a few answers. Mark it said go.